Just before I start this, I'm going to say I've got a headband on because my hair's all in the face. I've never used After Effects to edit anything before, and I'm starting on this video. And thirdly, I haven't slept. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting video. I'm a short kid who likes gymming at home. I love AV, cars and everything. My name's Ryan Thomas, and this is my profile. So basically, I've grown up messing around with computer hardware, building computers for family and friends and things like that. And when I was younger, when I was about 10 years old, I actually took my dad's old Dell computer apart back in the day when Windows XP was a thing, and put it all back together, and it works. So that was like the one thing that kind of, from there, I built up a pretty big knowledge of computer hardware, and now I could do quite a lot with hardware. It's not just the building the computers, but knowing what parts would work well for certain things. I can just do that right off the top of my head now. And I'm currently studying level 3 BTEC in system support, extended diploma, and also doing a little bit of web development on the side because I got bored with the system support course. So doing a bit of that as well. So it should be pretty good. You could say I know my shit about computer hardware. I also run a tiny little website with Morgan, the other active casual, called failtech.co.vu, which will be on the screen right now if you didn't hear it. And it's a small website where we do kind of reviews and tech and random articles on random things. Okay, so from a very young age, I've actually enjoyed playing, watching, and generally talking about football. And that's something that's kind of followed me, and I love playing football. Right now, if I could, I'd go out and just have a free kick session or something for about 3 hours straight, but unfortunately, I kind of live in a place where you got to walk to do that kind of thing. It's not right next to your house, so yeah, it's a bit of an issue. But I do support Manchester United. A big thing of me being part of football is that my dad is really a Manchester United supporter, really big fan when I was growing up. And so that kind of followed on with me, and I'm a Man United supporter. Please don't hurt me for that. I've always loved the fast-paced nature of football. I like the agility and the pace that you have in it. I'm not saying I'm a fast runner, but I'm just over average, I'd say, and I just love the idea of sprinting down the ring and cutting it inside and being agile and stuff. Not that I am, but I love the idea of it. And I love the idea it uses all these different muscles and all these kind of mental tactics to, trick one player into going one way when actually you're going the other. I've always loved football, and that's my favourite part of it. Okay, so I've also been into cars since I was really young, like pretty much since I was born. Used to buy toy cars. My parents used to buy these for me, and I used to check that every wheel was turning. Otherwise, I'd just be like, no, this car's shit. What are you talking about? Oh, what's going on there? But yeah, so that's literally how anal I was about this car thing. Absolutely loved it. Growing up, I could just tell you, with just spotting at a car, just what it was, and guessing what the engine was inside of it, and but just by the looks of it, which is kind of a weird thing to do when you're like 10 or 11 years old, but it's followed me now, and I absolutely love cars. My favorite kind of car is a JDM car, Japanese domestic market. That's your Silvias, your Skylines, your RX-7s, your MX-5s. Things of that nature, Scoobies, Evos. Not a big fan of lowering Scoobies and Evos just because they're rally cars, so you want to basically be either rising them up or leaving them stock at least. But other cars, yeah, I don't mind a stance car now and then. I just don't see the point of doing it to a rally car. Also, I did write this kind of video at 6:30 in the morning, and I'm filming it at 9:45. I didn't have any sleep. Once again, I'm repeating myself now, so that's kind of why the video is a bit shit, to be honest. Okay, so more recently, I've had a developing passion for cinematography. Sorry for looking into the viewfinder to make sure I wasn't dead. A really big passion for cinematography and videography, so that includes things like B-roll, which is my favourite kind of shooting. I love it because it kind of adds a bit of dimension to the video. You've got the main kind of talking narrative part of it, and then you've got these fancy shots, which is my favourite part of actually doing cinematography. I currently use a 600D or a T3i with a standard kit lens, and I use an 80-20-20 to record the audio, going straight to my MacBook Pro. But what I would love to do is, I said to myself, if I made 50 videos that continuously really, really good quality, that I tried to save up, or even, to aspire to get something like a Panasonic GH4, which is a body that can do 4K. A lot of pro users use it, like Linus Tech Tips, people like this, and they use it for B-roll, and it looks fantastic. And then get maybe a Canon f1.8 50mm and get an adapter so I can use it for my T3i and also for my GH4 if I had one. That would be awesome. But they do cost a lot of money, and that would take a couple of years to save up for that. That's not something you can just straight up spend a load of money on, especially in my current situation. So yeah. I also don't own a tripod, so what this camera is sitting on is actually a Pringles can on top of a speaker. This mic is sat on top of an identical speaker to try and get the levels right, and yeah, I don't own a tripod. Everything I shoot is either ghetto mounted like this, or it's shot handheld, because yeah, it's not like I probably couldn't afford a tripod. I probably could if I put my mind up to saving up for it or borrowing one, but every tripod I've had, I've either not used to its full potential or broken it. Okay, the last thing really, a lot more recently, I've got into kind of fitness and stuff like this. Now, this isn't because I was fat or anything, or because I was really skinny, but it's just because my friend Joe, the legend Joe, introduced me to the kind of gym lifestyle and stuff. And not that I'm doing that right now. It's not like I'm not eating loads of pizza and all that, because I do. But I'm trying to cut down on some of the shit things I eat and exercise more. And it actually, the feeling of the pump, that's what they call it. I'm not too like knowledged up on the gym or anything. But they call it the pump, is where your muscles feel like they're gonna like explode kind of thing. It's like the best feeling ever. So I was just like, I've got to keep on doing this, and hopefully I'll get gains, bro. Yeah, I'm really just not that big now, but it would be cool to get bigger. I mean, I have to make up for the kind of fact that I'm 5'4", just a little bit. And finally, my setup. I'll leave the computer specs on the screen right now. That'll be there for 5 seconds, nice. And then I'll leave the rest of my gear on the screen right now. And you can pause the video, have a look through it, whatever you want. But that's the stuff I used to record. Maybe an upgrade in the next 1 or 2 years, but I really want to see how I get with the cinematography first. I've got a good enough camera and a good enough mic to be able to record really good quality video. It's just that step up if I end up wanting to do this as a job or something a bit more high end, that I would look into doing that kind of thing. So there you go, this is my profile. I'm probably not going to upload a hell of a lot, because I'm not that kind of person. I just genuinely don't upload a lot. And when I do, I try to make it as best quality as I can. But there you go. Sorry, I'm really pacey right now. We've got a really yellowish light down there. And then we have the massive ass window, because I live in a ground floor bedroom, which is great. So there you go. Thanks for watching. Don't expect to see loads of me, but I might upload 1 or 2 tech videos now and then. Yeah, see you later.